ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां व्यासशङ्करमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। समस्तब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। श्रीवेदव्यासवैशम्पायनयाज्ञवल्क्याद्य शङ्करादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। समस्तगुरूणां देवतानां परब्रह्मणः श्रुतिमातु कृपया उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव सिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मसेवकानां विघ्ननिवारण शत्रुनिर्मूलन शक्तिद्वारा विजयप्राप्त्यर्थं विश्वशांति कल्याण एकता प्राप्त्यर्थं तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः पारायणम् अध्ययनं च वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। आदौ पारायणम् we do yato vacho onwards in second Brahmananda Valli for our Parayanam. Just bring the mind, pray to Rishi Parambara to reveal the deeper meanings hidden in all these mantras so that our spiritual sadhana becomes unobstructed and very beautiful and smooth, and very soon we reach to the Siddhi. Om. Om Yato Vacho Nivartante Apraapya Manasa Saha Anandam Brahmano Vidwan न बिभेति कदाचनेते तस्यैष एव शारीर आत्मा यः पूर्वस्य तस्माद्वा एतस्मान् मनोमयात् अन्योन्तर आत्मा विज्ञानमयः तेनैष पूर्णः स वा एष पुरुषविद एव तस्य पुरुषविदताम् अन्वयं पुरुषविदः तस्य श्रद्धैव शिरः ऋतं दक्षिणः पक्षः सत्यमुत्तरः पक्षः योग आत्मा महः पुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवते विज्ञानं यज्ञं तनुते कर्माणि तनुतेऽपि च विज्ञानं देवाः सर्वे ब्रह्मज्येष्ठमुपासते विज्ञानं ब्रह्म चेद्वेद तस्माच्चेन्न प्रमाद्यते शरीरे पाप्मनो हित्वा सर्वान् कामान् समश्नुत इति तस्यैष एव शारीर आत्मा यः पूर्वस्य तस्माद्वा एतस्मात् विज्ञानमयात् अन्योन्तर आत्मानन्दमयः तेनैष पूर्णः स वा एष पुरुषविद एव तस्य पुरुषविदताम् अन्वयं पुरुषविदः तस्य प्रियमेव शिरः मोदो दक्षिणः पक्षः प्रमोद उत्तरः पक्षः आनन्द आत्मा ब्रह्मपुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवते असन्नेव स भवते असद्ब्रह्मेति वेद चेत् अस्ति ब्रह्मेति चेद्वेद सन्तमेनं ततो विदुरिते तस्यैष एव शारीर आत्मा यः पूर्वस्य अथातोऽनुप्रश्नाः उता विद्वानमुं लोकं प्रेत्य कश्चन गच्छति। अहो विद्वानमुल्लोकं प्रेत्य कश्चित् समश्नुता ओ शोकामयत बहुस्यां प्रजा ये येते स तपोतप्यत स तपस्तप्त्वा इदगं सर्वमसृजत यदिदं किञ्च तत्सृष्ट्वा तदेवानुप्राविशत तदनुप्रविश्य सच्चत्यच्छाभवत् निरुक्तं च निरुक्तं च निलयनं च निलयनं च विज्ञानं च विज्ञानं च सत्यं चानृतं च सत्यमभवत् यदिदं किञ्च तत्सत्यमित्याचक्षते तदप्येष श्लोको भवति ॐ शान्तिः 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 ओमतः श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदांतर्गत तैत्तिरीयारण्यकांतर्गत तैत्तिरीयोपनिषद ओम यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रणीयते येनेदं धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः येरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशं ऋतमवादिशं सत्यमवादिशं तन्मामावीत तद्वक्तारमावीत आवीन्माम् आवेद्वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 अथ द्वितीया ब्रह्मानन्दवल्ली शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 अथ प्रथमोऽनुवाकः ॐ ब्रह्मविदाप्नोति परं तदेशाभ्युक्ता सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तं ब्रह्म यो वेदनिहितं गुहायां परमे व्योमन् सोऽश्नुते सर्वान् कामान् सह ब्रह्मणा विपश्चितेते तस्माद्वा एतस्मादात्मन आकाश सम्भूतः आकाशाद्वायुः वायोरग्निः अग्नेरावः अद्भ्यः पृथिवी पृथिव्या ओषधयः ओषधीभ्योऽन्नम् अन्नात् पुरुषः स वा एष पुरुषोऽन्नरसमयः तस्येदमेव शिरः अयं दक्षिणः पक्षः अयमुत्तरः पक्षः अयमात्मा इदं पुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवति ॐ शान्तिः 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 Salutations to Parabrahma Tattva, salutations to Shruti Mata, salutations to entire Brahma Vidya, Acharyas, Rishis, Munis and Gurus. Salutations to Sri Vedavyasa Vaishampayana Yagnivalkya and Bhashyakara Sri Adi Shankara Bhagavan. Salutations to the Rishi Parampara to which we belong, and salutations to our own personal Guru who is taking care of us and guiding us. Having saluted all of them, these are the few things which are very helpful in our life of spirituality. First of all, the intense desire to know and establish in the truth. If we can be very clear in that aspect, all other things follow less effortfully or effortlessly. Then we have to have the clarity that this establishment in the Atma Anubhuti, which is possible only through the Dhyanam, is possible only when we have the Vishaya Parijnanam Spashta Rupena. And that Vishaya is given to us only by the Shrutimata Upanishad, and that Upanishad mantras Gudha Artha, Antarartha. We cannot know it by ourselves, so we need to do the Adhyanam of Bhashyam. Now, coming to at this level, our deep desire to do the study of the Upanishad mantras through the Adhyabhashyam In fact, it is such a beautiful thing, no? This desire oriented effort to understand the Upanishad mantras which are indicating the Brahman through the commentary of guidance by the Bhashyakara itself is such a beautiful sadhana. In the effort of that itself, because of the subtler and deeper clarities come to us, the superfluous, all what you say, the projection or imaginations or illusions or delusions or attachments which are making us samsari, effortlessly they go away. There is one way of putting our efforts through Viveka Vairagya to come out of everything and then focus on study of Shastra and know the truth. This is what the general regular way of teaching, studying we do. But there is another possibility कि let us not struggle with all these Vishayas Vrittis. उसको अपने जगह पे रहने दो. But keep on doing the deep study of the Shastra, of the mantras, of the Upanishad Vidya, that itself has such a tremendous, adbhuta, wondrous power that when we are going deeper in the understanding, that itself obvious makes us feel if this is the self, if this is the glory of the self, let me seek it only. So, in that trying to understand, the seeker in us inborn. In trying to seek the truth, our concentration is only on the truth. When we are concentrating only on the truth, seeking it, wanting to achieve it, obviously our attention is no more on anything else which binds us. One way is through Viveka Vairagya, through Samadhi Samadha, come to Shravana Mananam. For some time we have to do that. So far we have done it. Now the other one is what? Do the Shravana Mananam to such an extent that the glory of the Atma Vastu is so beautifully understood and accepted that other than that nothing should be tasty to us, tempting to us. So in this temptation of Atma Anubhuti, when our efforts are fully focused on it, consciously, when you fully focus. This is the glory of the Atmanubhuti, Brahmanubhuti. So let me try that. Let me go for it. Let me pour all my time, abilities only in this guidance, in this direction. In this way, when we are pursuing it, obviously because we are not attending to anything else, when we don't attend, it doesn't stay. Like if you don't attend the class doesn't stay in your life. When you don't attend the TV, there's no TV in your life. When you don't attend to newspaper is not there in your life. All of these put together are not attended because you are attending to only Paramatma. In the deep attention only for Paramatma, these all go away. That's the simplest trick. That when you attend them, give value, they are there. So importantly, they are there that they never allow us as if to focus on the truth or self. In the same way, putting few years of efforts and we are attending only to the Atma Tattva through the Shravanam, through the Mananam, through the Nididhyasanam. In that heat of this effort itself, the other goes away. Like for any youngsters. In the heat of their own wanting to study the subject, preparing for the exams or the interview, obviously all his other distractions they are kept aside. One way is consciously keeping them aside, putting the effort. Otherwise, what? Consciously putting the effort, obviously they are kept aside. In either way, our purpose is weaning away ourselves from the samsara, creating lifestyle of all sorts and taking ourselves to the all lifestyles of sadhana. Every moment of ours should be one or the other sadhana with clarity to take us to the next level of evolution. Now, all these won't come just like that overnight. It is the tadap from within us again. It is our prayer to Guru Shastra and the Daiva, and it is our inner deep desire. Most important is this deep Shubhecha, that how long should it take for me to understand the Shastra? Why it's taking so much time for me to get into the beautiful theme of Brahma Tattva? When will I start the pursuit of that Brahma Tattva on the seat of meditation? When will I reach? Why the delay? This type of Shubhecha, when it is made stronger and stronger consciously, it will itself will guide from within and without in pursuing that. And our job should be in pursuing the truth and reality. When the truth reality is pursued, naturally all the untruth, imaginary projection has no strength to stand, because the strength given to entire worldliness samsara is only by giving importance to it, only by giving attention to it, only by giving value to it, only by giving time to it, only by giving our mind to it. When all of them are not there, where is that? This much alone. This is called as Mame Vaye Prapadyante Mayam Etam Tarantite. Those who are doing prapatti to the Mam or the Paramatma Vastu, here the prapatti is totally, single pointedly, attentively, consciously. All our efforts are to understand the truth, to contemplate on the truth, to realize the truth. It is called Mameva Prapadyante. When we are focusing fully on that, Maya Metam Tarantite, the Maya called as mind, the Maya called as time, the Maya called as the world of multiplicity, the Maya called as imagination projection of attachment to them, and the Maya of trying to procure them, aggrandize them, hoard them, indulge in them. Where are all of them have time? Where is the chance for all of them? Mayam Tarante. If this is not done, if our desire day by day to know the truth as well as the effort to know the truth are not growing, what is left out then? There is only two options. Either Paramatma Sharanagati and Prapti, or Jagat Sharanagati and Bandhanan to Jagat, Maya ko. So, दो ही option है. There is no third. So simple it is. Therefore, choose to study the Shastra deeply, choose to contemplate on the Shastra deeply, choose to meditate on the truth indicated in the Shastra, then cease to be bound to the samsara. As simple as that. Then all other questions, but I have vasanas, but I have a lot of desires, but I have a lot. These are all again trick of the mind only. That through all these things, again it is making us think about the world only. Yeah, honge, lot of asanas I must have. Lot of things I may have. So what? Why give value importance to them? Again, this is what is said in another language in Bhagavad Gita. Apichet suduracharaha bhajate mam ananyavak. You may be sushtu dushta achara. So what? Bhajate mam ananyavak. Ananyabhav say you do my bhajana. In Bhakti, what is said there? Same thing said in this Jnanam. Ki just your time be spent only on the pursuit of the truth. Sadhareva samantavyaha. All the dushta acharata of yours, obviously automatically it goes away. Kshiprabhavati dharmatma. You be intense and sincere in trying to study Shastra and contemplate. You will understand intellectually first what the truth is unambiguously. Shashvat Shantim Nigachati. The beauty is what? You are walking toward the truth. Truth alone is real. True real truth alone is the giver of the bliss. You get the Shanti Sukha. Here, Shashvat Shanti Nigachati. At that time, we understand that for the sake of Sukha and Shanti, so far we were running in that direction, which was on the name of giving us Sukha Shanti, was giving only the Dukkha and Ashanti only. Therefore, Name Bhakta Pranashyati, He Kaunteya Pratijanihi. Know for certain yourself and tell everyone, hey Arjuna, my Bhakta never perishes. So too, the pursuers of the Brahman truth through the Upanishads and Vedanta also never gets lost in the Jiva Samsaradi. On the other hand, not only na pranashyati, but he will achieve the ultimate. So, all in all our regular study of Shastra should not give us boredom, should not give us heaviness, should not make it mechanical. More than that, it should create the tivrata in us. It should create the tapanam in us, tapana, the tadapa. That now this much time I spent but with distraction, with kshipta moda bhumikas, he is our time vikshipta also. Now, full ekagra bhumika, I will attend to my shravanam, I will attend to my mananam, I will attend to madhyanam. Let me see what will happen. These 6 months I will do, this 1 year I will do, or these 2 years I will do, or these 5 years. In that way, when we consciously take it on ourselves, consciously take it on ourselves as our own duty and responsibility, and consciously, really, when you pursue, Then only the clarities will come about the understanding. Then what sadhana to be done, that also will be opened up when we really be on that sadhana. Slowly, that the truth starts revealing, the experience starts happening. In the light of that, all else obviously withers away, goes away. It won't stand. The untruth cannot stand to the effort and discovery of the truth. All the delusion cannot stand to the clear understanding. All the darkness cannot stand to the light. All the misunderstandings, non-understandings cannot stand in front of the correct, complete, our own understanding, authentic. So this is the purpose for which we are here in trying to study the Brahma Vidya through the Upanishads and Bhashyam. May we all be more deeply, more seriously, more sincerely take up only this as occupation, let us say for a few years. In any way you say, keep a time or keep a text. One text I will thoroughly study, or for this long I will study, or this particular topics I will thoroughly understand, or to this level of the maturity of Naham Devasmi I will reach out. कुछ भी ऐसे लक्ष्य बनाकर कॉन्शियसली उसके लिए जो कोशिश करते हैं, ही इज कॉल्ड साधक. So far in us the sadhaka is forced by prarabdha. Sadhaka is forced by the guru and Ishvara Krupa out of Punya. But now we have to take up the sadhaka hood and we have to take up the sadhana in its right spirit. And the right spirit of sadhana is every word, every sentence of the Mula mantras as well as the Bhashya, we have to deeply contemplatively understand, analyze and understand. In that light only, all ignorance goes away. And of course, for this, inevitably, Guru Krupa, Ishvara Krupa, Shastra Krupa is required. And also, inevitably, the Antakarana has to be brought to that higher level. And to bring the Antakarana to that level is level of Sukshmata, level of Shuddhata, level of Ekagrata. More than these three is what? The fourth one is the strength in the Antakarana. When the Antakarana has no strength, then Sukshmata, Shuddhata, Ekagrata won't stay long enough, sufficient enough for our contemplation. And how the strength of the Antakarana comes? Again, persistently when we desire to know the truth and when we don't lose the strength of Antakarana through variety of the non-spiritual indulgences, then the strength is gained. So, Sukshmata, Shuddhata, Ekagrata and Shakti. Shakti is we have to have that deep power to, like we have capacity to carry 40 kg. Now we want to carry 45, you have to have the extra energy. If that is not there, we can't. So too we have the Shakti now to think and conduct in the world outside, which is not sufficient for the Vicharana of the Atma Vastu. Therefore, for Vicharana Atma Vastu, whatever the Antakarana Shakti is required, uska bhi hame sanchay karna hai. And all that comes only through Viveka and Vairagya. Without Vairagya, the Shakti will not be sufficient enough. We can get the Sukshmata, Ekagrata through our Japadi variety of sadhanas. But then without Shakti, that won't stand for long. Only when we, for some decades, let us say, or at least years, totally wean away, weakening ourselves through the indulgences in the world, that conserved energy alone can help us in consistently making us contemplate that Shakti. इसलिए हमें बुद्धिमान बनना है, शक्तिमान बनना है और एकाग्रवान बनना है, सूक्ष्मवान बनना है और शुद्धवान. These pancha vishayas we have to be very careful about. I must become that. I must not waste my this opportunity of human life and Shastra Dhenam and knowing the truth. From my side, I will do the best. What will happen? Let it be the Lord's choice. In this way, whoever takes up they truly progress in life. May we all that way progress with our own committed efforts, progress with the grace of Shruti Mata, Parabrahma Tattva, and also our Rishimuni Guru Devata Parampara. So having said so, now we are into the study of this Upanishad Sara given in the Prathama Anuvaka of second Brahmananda Valli of this Taittiriya Upanishad. In that, the first, second, third sentence is the most crucial. The first one is Brahmavida apnoti param tadeshabhyukta satyam jnanamanantam brahma. This is the first one. Then yo vedanihitam guhayam parame vyoman. Second one. So shnute sarvan kaman saha brahmana vipaschitete. These three, if you can fully, completely, exhaustively, as per the Bhashyakara's Bhashya, we understand, then to our spiritual understanding, there is no, what is it, the parallelness, there is no lacking of anything. We have thoroughly got it. But again, not in one round, but at least 10 12 rounds when we do, then only the deep meaning, what Bhagavan is trying to explain to us, will click to us. Let us not understand that in one understanding we do, like I am talking to you. Thoroughly, I myself have not fully digested it. It's an effort from my side to speak as much as your effort to listen. We are trying to get. And if not today, definitely when we are consistent, how much ever the rigid Lord may be against us, He will have to melt to give us that blessing to understand. With that faith only, we continue. It's all the question of our surrender to Guru and Shastra. A strong egoistic fellow does everything yet with ego. To him, equally rigid is the Guru and Shastra. They won't reveal. They only make us study but doesn't reveal. But when we become simple, when we become humble, when we become committed, when we become prayerful, when we know the value of these things and give that value, seeing all these beautiful qualifications, Shruti Mata slowly reveals. The Guru slowly reveals. And as the revelation is happening of the intellectual meaning only, then we should, with again gratefulness to same Shruti Mata and Guru, that meaning which is revealed, we have to try to live like that. That is where most difficult thing comes, where at that time we have to slowly and inevitably, definitely have to give up our variety of the non-spiritual lives. अब क्या है, स्टडी के समय चलता है, वो भी चल रहा है, ये भी चल रहा है. बट इवन टू गेट द स्टडी गिविंग अस डीप अंडरस्टैंडिंग, we have to some extent wean away. But even after intellectual understanding gained by the grace of the God and Guru, to experience it, we have to have a different set of sadhanas, different set of timing, different set of our own daily schedule. At that time, we have to totally wean away. There is the big test for our all the ragadveshas or the importance given to the world and all. But then everybody went through that. Everybody were given that passport, visa, because of their deep applications many times and scrutinization done by the Guru and Shastra and approved. तो अब सबको मिल रहा है, तो हमको किसी को एक ही एप्लीकेशन मिला, किसी को 4 बार. Some people had applied for 20 times, but they got it. So too, we may be 50th time will be qualified, but एक दिन तो हमको भी मिल जाएगा कृपा. So this should be our faithful efforts towards this spiritual study. Now, so Brahmavida apnoti param tadeshabhyukta satyam jnanam anantam brahma. What is the entire struggle Bhagavan Adi Shankara is making us do is what? Ki this Brahma Vastu, which has got Satyam Jnanam Anantam as its lakshanas, is what is all pervading, is what is there in our own selves. So, first, try to intellectually understand it so deeply. Thereafter, through meditation, you experience it in your own heart. Now, at the intellectual understanding level only, what is done is what? From be attentive, from our own understanding as well as from our own acceptance. Everything other than Brahma of these lakshanas is slowly either you say rejected or withdrawn from. Our efforts is what? To totally focus on these three lakshana yukta Brahma, accepting that this alone is truth or reality. Everything, anything other than it is not at all there. For making us accept only, all these deep discussions, inquiries are happening in that effort. So, in that, every word, Satyam Brahma, Jnanam Brahma, Anantam Brahma, when Bhagavan or Guru is explaining, The Purva Pakshi has his own genuine, very beautiful, very wonderful questions, doubts at the various levels. While answering each one of them, Guru is guiding the understanding of the disciple. So, in this course, we have come yesterday to what point? The question by the Purva Pakshi. Be attentive. After listening the three quotations by the Siddhanti. Before that, the question was, let us be very careful. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam have rejected Asatyam, Jadam and Santam. Correspondingly, there is nothing called Brahman because by rejecting them, the Satya, Jnana, Ananta ka kaam ho gaya. Therefore, it's all talking about Shunya. Though it is talking, we're talking about Shunya. Just like that Vandya Putra, Shashashunga Dhanurdaraha, then Kapushpa, Shushkruta Shekaraha, then the one who has taken bath in the, what do you call it is, Miraj. And what is that? Mrugatrishnambasi snataha, Kapushpakruta Shekaraha, Esha Vandya Suto, Yati Shashashrunga Dhanurdaraha. Because as much the world of forms and names or perceptions are obvious through senses and the mind, so much clearly is not obvious is this Brahma Tattva for everyone in the initial stages. Therefore, definitely this type of question doubt comes, which is very required. Then only by answering this question, Guru takes the understanding of the disciple to the higher level. Then variety of the things were explained to us. Many of them are on the Shastra Pramanatva standpoint. One Shastra Pramanatva standpoint was what? Ki when Shastra says, it must be there. Second is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. These are the Lakshanas. Though they have rejected the opposite Lakshana Yukta Jagat, but their purpose is more in establishing the Brahmana rather than rejecting the Abrahma. See, you are understanding it now? Brahman is spoken by the Upanishad Mata. When she speaks, how can she speak lies? सो सत्यम ज्ञानम अनंतम जितना आप जब एनालाइज कर रहे थे दैट ब्रह्म शब्द दैट पूर्व पक्षी एज इफ गॉट व्हाट यू से devalued in his understanding. Therefore, he used satyam jnanam anantam to reject the opposite, but ब्रह्म उनके दिमाग से हट गया. So ब्रह्म है ही नहीं. That's what he was saying. अरे ब्रह्म के बारे में बताने के लिए श्रुति ने इन तीन शब्दों को कहा. And these three are lakshanas. Now, lakshanas will never be spoken just like that without the lakshya vastu. In fact, to make us reach to that lakshya vastu only, these three words are used to such an extent that these three words themselves, at their culmination, dissolve, be attentive, in giving the experience of the Brahma. This is where we just try to understand yesterday, day before. Satyam Brahma takes us to Brahma Anubhuti. While giving us that Anubhuti, the Satyam Brahma, the Satya Shabda, even loses itself. It says, I am not required anymore to experience. Means what? The experience of the Brahman is not only the goal or purpose, but that is the true reality, and that is what is existing. As you say, there is no Brahman. You are absolutely saying opposite. So to the Jnanam Brahma takes us to the Anubhuti. Then Anantam Brahma also has come to give us Anubhuti. Anantanto removed the Santata. It made the Brahman eternal. And Satyam Jnanam have taken us to Satya Brahma Anubhuti, Jnana Brahma Anubhuti. By giving us that experience, the Satya and Jnana Shabdas also have gone away. Like somebody explains about some good place with all the words. So those words give a picture in our understanding. Then with that picture inspired, we go and see that place. When we do the pratyaksha darshan of the place, do we need all the words to be remembered by that person who told? Do we need to? Nothing is required because you are आंखों देखा हाल. सीधे सामने आप देख रहे हो. In the same way, Satyam Brahma is an anubhuti. Jnanam Brahma is an anubhuti. There is Brahma which is really Satyam. There is Brahma which is really Jnapti. There is Brahma which is really Ananta. Not that it is vague and the three words have rejected the opposite things and led to Shunyata. No. What you are thinking as Shunya, that itself is the completeness called as the Brahma. Then we were given another analysis. Brahma Shabda itself has its own independent meaning. Bruhatvatu, Bruddhatamattvatu. So, Bruhatva is a substantial, concrete way of the saying. Bigger than the biggest. ऐसा कोई चीज नहीं है वो सबसे बड़ा है ऐसा कोई बोलता नहीं there's no mountain which is so tall. What is this nonsense? There's no ocean which is so deep. ऐसा नहीं बोलते ये बोलते हैं there is an ocean which is so deep. There is a mountain which is so tall. So too, there is a बृहत्वात् ब्रह्म. बृहत्व बताकर ऐसा कोई वस्तु नहीं है ऐसे क्यों बोलेंगे फिर बृहत्व शब्द को? So the word itself has in its own flavor the indication about the presence of the Brahma Tattva. Therefore, how do you say it is not there? And why all this difficulty? As we told you, he is not ready totally to give up ego nor the upadhis, and he is trying to understand everything objectively, and he is trying to understand Brahman as he understands other things of the world. These are the few reasons because of which these difficulties come, but they also don't stay long when one has only one thing called as the faith in the Guru and his words. Guru doesn't speak lie. Shastra doesn't speak lie. They speak truth only. We are not able to understand at this level of immaturity. Let us develop our maturity to understand what they say. And understanding is a must to be followed by the sadhana dhyana. Otherwise, what dhyana we do, we never know. We do everything, but not the exactly dhyanam, which gives us the anubhuti and the moksha. हमको तो मोक्ष देने वाला अनुभूति देने वाला ध्यान करना है उसके लिए विषय का स्पष्ट रूप से परिज्ञान होना चाहिए otherwise we can never meditate. Now having this way gave two ways of explaining Brahman is very much there. Third thing he took up was he gave us the three quotations. Tasmadva etasmad atmana akasha sambhutah, and also etam anandamayam atmanam upasankramati, and the third one given was ki tat sruštva tadeva anupravishat. Clear? By these three, see, tasmadva etasmad atmana akasha sambhutah. So from this Atma, which is Brahma, for the Brahma here the Shabda use is Atma. From that Akashadi came, it is said. तो आकाशादि आए बोल देख रहा है आपको दिख रहा है आकाश वायु आर सीन no they are told by Shruti that came from the Atma. Therefore Shruti is saying from the Atma they came, so Atma is there as Brahman only. So to Atmanu upasankramati anandamayam. So how can one say that he has reached to that place which is not there? He went to a city which is not there. He entered the house which is not there. He entered into a jungle, it is not there. How do you like that? So he entered into Anandamaya Atma which is not there. ऐसा थोड़ी होता है. It is very much there. The idea is what? The Brahman is there, it is to be accepted strongly. Of these lakshanas. Now, contemplating on these lakshanas, we reach to the Laksha Brahma, where in our own self, as our own self, slowly, steadily. Now, the third one, Tatsruštva Tadeva Anupravishat. He is the one who created the entire world and he entered into it to become the Jiva. This is what the Guru's uddeshya of telling the presence of the Atma. He gave three quotes, but same three quotations again taken by the Purva Pakshi to go back to his earlier doubt that this much you are talking about the Brahma as Atma, Atma as the creator of the Akasha Adi, Atma as the entrant into the Anandamayam, Atma as the Pravesha. That means so much of again Jnana Kartrutvam has come. It is no more therefore Jnapti. The moment the Jnana Kartrutvam came, the Vikara came. Therefore the Satyatva gone. Because the Jnana Kartrutva is limited by the Gneya Vastu, therefore the Anantata also is rejected against Anta. Therefore, you are talking about the Anta and then Vikaravana as well as the Jnapti Nahi, Jnana Kartrutva Rupi Brahma, which is not actually possible to exist. So those things the Guru Maharaj had to answer. This is where is most crucial discussion of Vedanta. Unless we fully focus, we will not be able to deeply understand. So, one by one sentence, what we exactly exhaustively tried to study yesterday, same thing today also we are studying repeatedly for making our understanding little more deeper and clearer. How he started कि स्वरूप अव्यतिरेकेण कार्यत्व उपचारात्. See the jnana kartrutvam in the atma. What is the jnana kartrutvam in the atma? Atma becoming into three of jnata, jnanam and jneyam. Okay. ज्ञान कर्ता बना हुआ मतलब ज्ञान पाने का कार्य उन्होंने किया. तो व्हेन यू पाते हो ज्ञान, वो हमेशा हमसे अलग, उनसे अपने से अलग वाला होता है. Therefore, there must be a Gneya. Then the Jnana to the Gneya, Jnana to the Jnata comes of the Gneya, only he contacts. ये त्रिपुटी को ज्ञान कर्तृत्वम कहते हैं. Now, what is said here, we have seen yesterday again and again. Main sentence is this, and through all explanation, Sri Guru Maharaj, Adi Shankara Bhagavan is trying to prove that main sentence, trying to establish that main sentence. It is called as the Pramana Vakya. Thereafter, Pratigna Vakya. That Pratigna Vakya is fulfilled through logic. What is the Pratigna Vakya? Like in any physics or chemistry experiments also, there is a hypothesis. Then slowly through variety of experiments to that hypothesis we come to. Then what was proposed was proved through all this process. Therefore, that proposal is correct. Now we have with all the research papers and the evidences submitting it to you, O government and whoever, please certify this. Here also, the Pratigna Vakya is what? Swarupa avyatirekena karyatva upacharatu. Swarupa avyatirekena means what? Whatever is the actual Swarupa of the Brahma and Atma, avyatirekena means it has never changed from that original Swarupa. अव्यतिरेक मीन्स बिना छोड़े हुए, अपने स्वरूप को नहीं छोड़ते हुए ही स्वरूप का व्यतिरिच्यते. व्यतिरिच्यते मीन्स बिकमिंग समथिंग डिफरेंट. सेम सेम नॉट सेम इज व्यतिरेक. सो स्वरूप अव्यतिरेकेण विदाउट इटसेल्फ चेंजिंग फ्रॉम इट्स ओन ओरिजिनल नेचर. First sentence of the Pratigna Vakya. Then second one, as you are saying that the Atma Vastu, the Jnapti, is becoming the Triputi. And you and I are seeing the Triputi Anubhavas continuously happening. They also have to be answered. How they are happening, why they are happening, what is the reality and unreality of it. Then only everything is clear. Is it not? When you submit all the details to the computer about your biodata or anything, it ensures that everything is clear. Then only it is passed or processed. And the income tax while I send it, you send all the details. Then they scrutinize and all that. Okay, according to this is your money extra. This much is the tax. You pay for it. Everything here also, Spashta Rupena for a seeker, whatever the Anubhuti has got of the Triputi, the Siddhanti has to answer it. This is a beautiful answer. And always we have to help ourselves in one regard, ki the Guru Maharaj is not trying to impress us. He is not trying to convince us for something for his own gain. Guru Maharaj is only speaking the truth. When he is speaking the truth and we are trying to understand, we are getting some of the questions or the doubts. He is just clarifying that. That's it. Like Hinduism is not converting anyone. It is not compelling anyone. It is only convincing. It is telling the truth. It's only speaking the truth. It's all your choice. Whether you seek this or not, it doesn't affect it. It remains the truth. Truth remains as the truth. So to Guru, through all these explanation, example, logics, is not trying to convince us about something which is not there or which is wrong and for his own personal benefit. No. So the Upanishads, the Brahma Vidya in the Upanishads, the analysis of the Brahma Vidya of the Upanishad through these mantras with the Bhashyam, only to put in front of us what exactly is there as it is. Have this type of feeling. If you don't have this feeling, we'll have always other feeling. मेरे को इतना बोल रहा है, मेरे को कन्विंस करके संसार से इस स्थिति में लाने के लिए ऐसा आऊंगा तो आई विल मिस ऑल माई संसारिक सुख. बेटर आई लिव दिस ओनली. This is how the inner mind functions unknowingly. Anyway, by the way, this thought came. It is not a part of our sequence of discussion. So, Sarupa Avyatirekena, gold remains as gold only. It has never lost its goldness. First sentence of the Pratigna Vakya. What is the Swarupa of the Atma? Pragnapti Swarupa. Satya Swarupa. So अपने सत्य स्वरूप को, ज्ञप्ति स्वरूप को अनंत स्वरूप को नहीं छोड़ते हुए ही मेन पॉइंट. Second one is, as you have said, oh my dear Purvapakshi, it is appearing. Don't take appearance as reality. So Rupa Avyatrekena Karyatva. Karyatva means coming to the level of the Triputi from the Gnapti standpoint, because it has come to the level of Triputi, appearing as modifying, Sudhanrutam, and appearing as limited, Santam. They are all Upacharat. The second sentence of the Pratigna Vakya is what? It is only the Upachara. Upacharyate. Upacharyate means it is just the formality's sake it is said. Or it is as if appearing but not. Like all the ornaments are Upachara only on the original substratum called as the gold, in such a way that gold's Swarupa has not become Vyatireka. Something else it did not become. Is it not? Did the gold become something else other than the gold, leaving its Swarupa when it is made into any of the ornaments or any of the vessels, etc.? Swarupa Vyatirekena. Then if the Swarupa ka Vyatirekata nahi hua, then what is the position of the ornaments of the gold? Karyatva Upacharat. Means what? Because your drushti is on the ornaments, to answer your questions, the karyatva in the gold is superimposed only. Now, if this one thought of Vedanta is understood, you have made very big leaps in a spiritual understanding. तत्व का समझदारी में आप बहुत बड़ा पड़ाव को पार किया है. Again, I am repeating. Our attention is on ornaments. So, therefore, we ask the cause. Then we tell the gold is the cause. Then how the gold has become the ornament? Becoming the karya. Means karya means the modification. So, did the gold get modified to become ornament is a big question. From the gold standpoint, it never became modified. But from the ornament standpoint, we have to accept as a upachara, because the ornament is never without the gold. And our attention is on the ornamentation. Be attentive. In the ornamentation, every nook and corner, what is there? Is a modified gold is there, or the pure gold is there? Pure gold only is there. Therefore, did the gold modify at any place? उसमें कोई कार्य तो हुआ क्या? नहीं हुआ. बिना अपने आप के गोल्ड स्वरूप को मिस करते हुए ही वो ऑर्नामेंट का कारण बना, बिकॉज आवर अटेंशन इज एन ऑर्नामेंट्स. See, if this can be caught by us, I tell you, we will understand what is the essence of all the Upanishadic Jnanam of the Brahma Vidya or Tattva Vidya or Atma Vidya. So, the Karyatva of the water becoming Karana for the effect called as wave is Upachara. Because the Swarupa Vyatirekena, did the water lose its waterness, its Swarupa, when it appeared as the wave? It did not lose. It is always there. Interesting. But then, where from the waves came? From the water. So, did the water become the cause of the wave? Yes and no. No, because it has never changed. Yes, because the wave cannot be without water. But where is why all this discussion has come? Because we have made our antakarana so much soaked in or lost in or overpowered by our drushti always on the karya, always on these ornaments as well as the waves or the rupanam of the world. Drushti is because of on the Rupanama, we are thinking the Brahman has become cause. But Brahman, without changing himself of his Satya Jnana Ananta Rupa, he is Swarupa, he is just appearing as this. So this is the Pratigna Vakya. Swarupa avyatarekena karyato upacharat. This is what we have to do sadhana in our understanding. Sadhya. Sadhya means this is what we have to come to clear understanding without doubts. Thereafter, meditate on that. What is meditation thereafter? Just devalue the karyatva or the rupanama. You are one with Brahman. It is so easy to meditate and know the self if the understanding is very pakka. If the understanding is not pakka, not deeper, not convincing, then our meditation will be very vague. Like if the driving aspects of the driving are vague in us, driving also is very vague. But if you are very pakka in every detail of the driving, then you will just enjoy Suhana Safar. In the driving of meditation also, if the knowledge is very clear, then we exactly will know what is meditation. This is what is contemplation. This study is called contemplation. This is called as Adhyanam of the Upanishad. Through Upanishad, Adhyanam of the Brahmavastu. We just started. This has to continuously happen 24 ghante. Then only the Kshipta Moda Vikshipta Bhumikas go away, and in the attempt itself we will gain the Ekagrata. With Ekagra Bhumika, when the effort is done deeply, sincerely, then we understand. And again, there is no sentiment, there is no emotion. Because Guru is saying, I must believe, aisa nahi hai. This is a fact. You believe the fact. Shruti you have to believe not because it is Shruti or not because it is Guru, not because it has express of the God. Shruti you have to believe because it's a fact. And don't need to even believe it. You analyze and come to your own conviction. अरे बाबा क्या conviction की बात कर रहे हो? You will experience it. Then you yourself become the Shruti. Once you experience it, what to speak itself becomes Shruti. Because the Shruti is nothing but experience of all these saints and sages only. So, what is the two sentences? Swarupa avyatirekena karyatva upacharat. Now, one by one is explained. First, we have seen all that yesterday. Again, I am repeating for more clarity. First, Swarupa vyatirekena has to be explained. What he explains like Atmana Swarupam Jnaptihi na tataha vyatirichyate. First bold sentence is what? The Swarupa of the Atma is Jnapti. And this need not be believed because the Guru says so. It you question yourself, by yourself, are you conscious or not? सोचो आप intellectually inquiry is going on for the clear understanding followed by meditation for the experience तो मोक्ष देगा बात की बात for experience you have to be on the meditation seat further the understanding at the understanding level we are discussing are you anytime unconscious? You can never be unconscious. The consciousness always remains. The unconscious subject sabda used by the people in the medical parlance is the antakarna is absent. Like yesterday also somebody asked, somebody in the different stages of the mana or chitto, even that also illumined by the consciousness in that person. You understood? Is antakarana called as aham and buddhi. They might have got disturbed in their alignment or mutual relativity. But the conscious self, which is all pervading, which is there in that personality also, he is not changed or disturbed or lost. So, a pagal banda hai. In the pagalpan, from our standpoint, is what? He is not behaving normal like all of us. wherein there is a sequence between the ahankara, the intellect, and the words or the speech or the actions. ये प्रॉपर कोरिलेशन नहीं है, इसलिए हम उनको व्यवहार दृष्टि से पागल कहते हैं. बट इन हिम द कॉन्शियस सेल्फ हैज नॉट गॉन अवे. The conscious self reflected in the aham vritti, which later on using the buddhi ityadi systematically behave, that might have got disturbed. But the pure consciousness, it never goes away. Please try to catch this point. Consciousness, when it becomes knowingness, that knowingness is reality, we are in this delusion. Therefore, only when a person knows everything systematically and does everything systematically as accepted by the total, we think he is normal. If somebody is not so, it is abnormal. From Vyavahara Drushti, it is so, it is true. But when a person is normal or abnormal or above normal, in all of them, the conscious self is the same. It neither goes anywhere, disappears, nor it changes. And it is such a thing, because of the beauty of that consciousness being same only, that all other experiences we are able to gain. But unfortunately, they are of samsara. I am conscious of the entire Jagrata Anubhavas and Jagrata Avastha. I am conscious of entire Swapna Anubhavas and Swapna Avastha. I am always conscious and aware of entire Nidra Avastha. Please remember it. I am conscious, then only I want to enter into Nidra. Then only I want to enter into Jagrat Swapna. So I am always there as conscious entity. See, the difference between Jagrat Swapna and Sushupti is what? Jagrat Swapna are the Bhavatmaka. And Sushupti is Abhavatmaka. What is Bhavatmaka? All the Triputi of knower and knowledge and the Vrittis are there in the Jagrat Swapna. Those three Triputis are in the Laya Avastha or the Bija Avastha in the Nidra. But the consciousness is common in all these three. Therefore, when we wake up, we say, I slept well, I didn't know anything. How did you produce this explanation when somebody asks on waking? Unless the illuminator is there, the knower is there, the consciousness is there. है कि नहीं? चैतन्य आत्मा नहीं है तो उठकर कैसे बताओगे कि अच्छा नींद लगा, बहुत सुख लगा, बहुत आनंद आया? I had a very good sleep in your house, really enjoyed it. Nothing was known for those 8 hours. So beautiful. See, don't enter. I'm just giving example. So, by this analysis, the first sentence of explanation is made clear. What is that? Ki atmanaha swarupam jnaptihi. Point 2 is what? Na tataha vyatirichyate. That the jnapti swarupa, the atma, has never lost. Means the self which is consciousness never became other than the consciousness called as non-consciousness or inertness. Now hold on to this sentence. On this holding only, the development of the thought is there. The discussion goes on. आत्मनः स्वरूपं ज्ञप्तिः तथा न व्यतिरिच्यते अतः तथा न तथा व्यतिरिच्यते. अपना ज्ञप्ति स्वरूपता से आत्मा कभी बिगड़ता भटकता नहीं है. The self in me is always consciousness. It never goes to become something other than consciousness. Ataha anitya eva. Therefore, the anityata of what he was saying, Purvapakshi, is rejected by again bringing back the nityata to the Atma. And also, the navyatirichyate by saying the vikaratva of the Atma also is rejected. So, the vikaratva rejected and satyam is brought back. Anityatva is rejected and nityata is brought. Clear by this much of explanation. Atma swarupena gnaptihi tataha na vyatirichyate. Okay. Atmana swarupam gnaptihi na tata vyatirichyate. Ataha nitya eva. Atma swarupaha gnaptihi by saying jnanam brahma is explained. Na tataha vyatirichyate by saying so, it never modifies. Therefore, Satyam is explained. Thereafter, Atha Nitya Eva, by this Satyatva is explained. Actually, इसी में जो गुरु को कहना था कह दिया उन्होंने. And this is what we have to contemplate on and reach out to. But still, for the general anubhavas which we have, we need an answer. Then only we can leave it and transcend it. Therefore, it becomes inevitable in the part of the Guru's explanation to give explanation even to that also. See, how come all these triputis are happening? What is the role of Atma when we are getting the triputic jnanam? It's a very, very crucial thought. Very important discussion which we are going to have now for some time today and tomorrow also. कल और आज पूरा इस पे हम लगाएंगे. धीरे कोशिश करेंगे जितना हो सका. Then now this much is understood first. स्वरूप अव्यतिरेकेण कार्यतो उपचारात्. Then आत्मनः स्वरूपं ज्ञप्तिः न तथा व्यतिरिच्यते अथ नित्या एव. Now, first sentence of Sarupa Avyatirekena is over. Now, the Karyatva of the Atma is only Upachara. It's a formality. Atma has never become itself the Triputi, nor it lost its own original nature. Same thing we saw in our, what you call, Yoga Darshanam also. What is that Tada Drashtuhu Swarupe Avasthanam? Sorry, after that, Vritti Sarupya Mitratra, Chitta, Eskanta, Manikalpam, while talking all that, the Chiti Shakti, Nirvishesha Chaitanya Swarupa hote hue bhi, because of the Ayaskantatva and Anadi Sanyoga Sambandha, as if taken the shape of the Chitta Vritti without really taking. So we gave the example of Spatika, Mani, as well as the some cloth or flower of different color. The proximity of that vastu made the spatika as if to gather that rang or color. The moment the vastu is kept away, the spatika again back to is crystal clear. So when the vastu is brought near, did the crystal become of that color of the vastu? Did not become but appeared. That is the beauty we have to catch. Appeared but not really became red or blue depending on the cloth or the flower. In the same way, Atma Vastu वृत्ति कभी नहीं बनता. आत्म वस्तु वृत्ति के समीप में रहने के कारण ऐसा भासता है. And why the vrittis have come? Because you have not attended to Atma as an Atma. In that non-attentiveness of the Atma as an Atma, called as avidya or ajnanam, from there the chitta antakarana came. In the chitta, the ability to become multiple or million vrittis is there. Like सत्य कितने होते हैं? एक ही होता है. अब एक बार सत्य को साइड पे रखा, उसका अपोजिट लिया, झूठ. झूठ कितने हो सकते हैं? करोड़ों. Rope कितने होते हैं? Only one. If you don't apprehend the rope as rope, how many it is? You can think of thousands of things. If you don't accept water as water, in how many forms it can be taken as infinite. You can call rivers, the oceans, the ponds or the wells or आप क्या भी बोल सकते हैं. If you don't take the mud as mud, how many ways the imagination on the mud can be done? Millions. In the same way, pure one conscious self, in the ignorance of it, inherently that ignorance has capacity to project millions of the not selves, which has no end to it. There is no end. Keep this thought also in mind. It will be very helpful when we are going to become deeper in our contemplation. Now, Atmanaha Swarupa Avyatirekana is explained. So, Karya Topachara, one by one sentence he says. First sentence is what? Ki tatha api. Even though from the Swarupa Drushti, the Atma Vastu has never became changed from its Satya Jnana Anantarupa. वो अपने आप ऐसे रहते हुए भी तथा अतः तथापि नौ वन बाय वन सेंटेंस बुद्धेः उपाधि लक्षणायाः चक्षुरादि द्वारैः विषयाकार परिणामिन्याः ये शब्दादि आकार अवभासाः ते आत्मविज्ञानस्य विषयभूताः उत्पद्यमानाः एव आत्मविज्ञानेन व्याप्ताः उत्पद्यन्ते। तस्मात् आत्मविज्ञानभास्याः च विज्ञानशब्दवाच्याः च ते धातु अर्थभूताः आत्मनः एव धर्माः विक्रियारूपाः इति अविवेकिभिः परिकल्प्यन्ते। See how big is this sentence, but how many things are there in that for each one of us to discuss. First, I will tell you the literal meaning. That solves the whole thing. Thereafter, we can. What is what? Ki, at now the present level of our not having Atma Anubhuti, but having the Anubhuti of the Jagat. Those who got Atma Anubhuti, these questions never come. Guru is at that level. But the Shishya or Purvapakshi is at the level of Anubhava of the Jagat. Now, reconciling both, the Guru has to explain. So, take the words of the Purvapakshi only. Do you experience the world? Yeah. Where are you experiencing the world? In your own chitta. As what? Experiencer, experienced and experiencing Triputi. That is what your point. Now, the Guru Maharaj says from inside, ki the Shuddha Atma Vastu, the Gnapti Swarupa Atma, the Brahma Vastu, when it becomes or conditioned by the Vritti, conditioned by the Chitta. What is the Chitta? Not knowing the Atma only. That not knowing the Atma, which created the Chitta, as if conditions the Atma Vastu only, never makes it disappear. Like the ignorance of this rope never made the rope disappear. Ignorance of the rope created a conditioning of the snake. Snake now is conditioning the ropeness there. In the same way, the chitta is now conditioning the Atma Vastu. And that Atma Vastu, be attentive, now conditioned by the chitta, travels through the Indriyas and takes the shape of the Vishaya Vastus. Now, where are all the Vishaya Vastus? As if they are in the outer world. But nobody understands or accepts or gets the knowledge of Vishaya Vastus as if they are outside. They are through the sense organs taken inside, into the chitta. So, what is happening here? The chitta is taking the Vishaya Akara. And in the chitta, which has taken the Vishaya Akara, where is the Chiti or Chiti, Chaitanya, Chitu? Everywhere. But this Chitta, Chaitanya, has it lost its Chaitanya Tattva? No. But still, because of the Akara of the Vritti, gained because of the Vastu of the Jagat, through the apertures of the sense organs, the Chiti Shakti also is taken by or accepted by us as if it has got changed. It has not got changed. So what is changed is the chitta. What is the change in the chitta also? Taking the shape of the Vishaya Vastu through whatever the Indriya it goes. Today we will see same thing again in our Yoga Darshanam also. Same topic. Yesterday also we tried to touch because it's a very crucial one. Till this is clearly understood, we should not go ahead at all. So right now also if you can see, first of all accept the presence of Antakarana. है कि नहीं दिमाग नहीं तो नहीं बोल सकते that antakarana is it not going through the sense organs, let us say through the eye. When through the eye the mayon antakarana went out of chitta, let us call, has it not taken the shape of objects of the world? Let us say one object, let us say it took the shape of tube light because we are tube light. That's a good example. So the chitta vritti is of tube light. So, Vishaya Akar kisko mila? Chitta ko. Now, can the chitta be without chiti? No. Chiti, where is it? In the entire chitta. Now, in the entire chitta, chiti is there. Be attentive. But chiti has not changed. It's same. Always it is remaining. Vritti has changed. The vritti is illumined by the chitti without changing itself. But that change of the vritti, be attentive, is superimposed on the Atma Vastu. आत्मा वस्तु चेंज नहीं हुआ, वो जैसा का वैसा है. Like the pure gold has never changed when you are molding it to any type of ornaments. Is there any particular akara for the gold? If it has its own particular akara, it would have never become any akara or the ornament. It's called nirakara. Tattva is always nirakara. It remains as nirakara only. On that akara are superimposed for various purposes. Here also, Chitti Shakti has never become Vritti. Chitta has taken the shape of Vritti. The Chitti Shakti has illuminated that Chitta which has taken the shape of Vritti. Then that modification of the Vritti of the Chitta is as if superimposed in the Atma. Then the Atma is as if taken as divided into Jnata, Jnanam and Niyam. It has never become three. It is always pure consciousness. But in your own transaction, outer objects are there, the sense organs are there, the chitta is there, chitta leaking through the sense organs, taking the shape of the objects. Where is the chitti in this? Everywhere. Without the chitti, jnata cannot be. Without the chitti, jnanam cannot be. Without the chitti, gnayam cannot be. But did he become jnata, jnanam, gnayam? No. Again the same thing, because our drushti is on Triputi, which is our common experience, and this Triputi always is different from one another. We are not able to comprehend or accept one consciousness which is illuminating all these three, yet not itself changing. One gold only supporting the entire ornament and every part of the ornament without itself becoming any of the part of the ornament or even the total ornament. The same way, Chiti Shakti is what? So, this is what mean thing. Tatapi buddhehe upadhi lakshanayaha. Buddhi is the upadhi for the Atma. Okay. Upadhi, what is it? Which is very close and superimposes its lakshanas on the original. Like that red cloth is an upadhi on the crystal. Why? The closeness of the red cloth has imposed its redness as if on the crystal without changing crystal. Yad rakna, upadhi comes closer and makes the vastu as if appear so, but never changes it. This is the definition of upadhi according to Paribhasha. वेदांत परिभाषा. उपाधि क्या है? समीप में रहकर अपने लक्षणों को आरोपित करता है, उतना ही, उस वस्तु को बदलता नहीं. तो क्रिस्टल इज नॉट चेंज्ड बाय द रेड कलर बट मेड अपीयर लाइक रेड कलर. ट्राई टू कैच इट. सो आत्मनः बुद्धेः उपाधि लक्षणायाः चक्षुरादि द्वारा. सो व्हाट इज बुद्धि? इट इज एन उपाधि of the Atma Vastu. What is Upadhi? It just superimposes its Lakshanas on the Atma without changing Atma. And you and I have to accept the presence of Buddhi right now because you are asking the question from that standpoint only. From our standpoint, there is only Atma Vastu. There is no Buddhi, there are no Vrittis, there is nothing called as the Jagat with all Shabdas Parsha. For us, everything is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma only. But hey, Purvapakshi, you yourself, from your experience standpoint, you are asking, so we are explaining it. शुद्ध आत्मा के लिए बुद्धि एक उपाधि है. बुद्धे है उपाधि लक्षणायाः चक्षुरादि द्वारा ही, चक्षुर इत्यादि द्वारा, चक्षु, कर्ण, नासिका, all of them are dwaras. Through that, what is happening? Vishaya akara parinamini. Is it not the chitta becoming the parinama modified into the akara of the Vishaya? Definitely. When the chitta is going through the eyes, it is taking the shape of forms and colors. Chitta is going through the ears, it is taking the forms of or the sounds, etc. Variety. In that way, through the nose, the smells, through the touch, skin, the touches, through the tongue, tastes. All the shabdas, sparsa, rasa, gandha are the vrittis in the chitta, gained through the gateways of the sense organs. So, chakshuradi द्वारैः विषयाकार परिण्यामिन्याः. And what is happening? A shabdadi akara avabhasaha. Is it not? Now the chitta has taken the shape of the vrittis. In vrittis womb, those particular objects are there. Which objects? Through whichever the gateway, the chitta has gone. So chitta gone through the eyes, forms and colors have become the vrittis in the chitta. Okay, we have become the objects in the vritti of the chitta. The content in the vritti of the chitta. In the womb of the vritti, the vastu is the forms and colors if the chitta leaked through the eyes. So too through the ears, it is chitta, chitta ka vritti, vritti के पेट में शब्द. चित्त चित्त के वृत्ति वृत्ति के पेट में that शब्द है. So that vritti has taken shabda akara. And that chitta now, because it has come to the level of vritti, itself is in that shabda akara vritti. चित्त का ये परिणाम हुआ अभी. Now next what is what? कि ये शब्दादि अवकारा शब्दादि आकार भाषा ते आत्मविज्ञानस्य विषयभूताः. Now the chitta is the upadhi of the atma. So atma became vishayi, chitta became the vishaya. Because the chitta has become vishaya, chitta vritti also became vishaya. Chitta vritti became vishaya. So in the vritti, the shabda, the akaras are there. That also has become the vishaya to the chitta, which is the vishayi. ते उत्पद्यमानाः एव आत्मविज्ञानेन व्याप्ताः उत्पद्यन्ते. Means what? They are totally permeated by the Atma Vijnana nook and corner. Means Atma Vijnana means the pure consciousness. So consciousness is permeating the chitta, consciousness is permeating the vritti, consciousness is permeating the object in the vritti. But consciousness neither became chitta, nor became the vritti, nor the sound. But it is उपचार के रूप में taken as if the Atma Vastu only has become like that. It has never become. If at all something gets modified, is Chitta. Self is illuminating Chitta. Therefore, the Chitta Vritti modification is superimposed on the Chitti or the Chaitanya. It's only Upachara. So I am conscious being. I am always conscious being only. But me have the Antakarana as the my Upadhi. In that Upadhi called as Antakarana are the modifications of the Vritti because of the Shabda Sparsha seen through Indriyas. So Upachar ke roop mein I become the knower of all these things, but I have never become the knower Vritti nor I became the known Vritti. I never became, Chitta became. But Chitta is my Upadhi. I am very close to Chitta. उपाधि का अर्थ ही अपने लक्षणों को जिसके सामने उसके ऊपर सुपर इम्पोज करना. And those who are not able to differentiate between pure consciousness, Jnapti, always remains so. And the modification is there in the vritti, not the consciousness. Those who doesn't know this differentiation, जो ये विवेक नहीं पता है जिनको, they are called as अविवेकी भी. By them परिकल्प्यन्ते. What? The Atma only has become the knower or known or the knowing. ये आत्मा के ऊपर ये परिकल्पना अविवेकी लोग करते हैं. But when he has become so deep in his contemplation, he knows the consciousness remaining as always consciousness, never itself changed. Neither became the knower, nor became the knower, nor became the knowing or the knowledge. It is all happening at the chitta level, at the, what do you say, vritti level, at the indriya level, and the objects level. Even though all this is happening, but still the Atma Vastu is never changing. It is remaining always same. And where is the object, sir? Our attention is on objects too much. Therefore, we have given so much reality to it. The subtle things we are not able to catch. Objects are always in the Indriyas. Indriyas are always in the Vritti. Vritti is always in the Chitta. Chitta is in the Upadhi, in the Chaitanya only. This is what we have to rigorously contemplate. And this is an explanation given For the disciple, who is at the level of the world and the vrittis taken as reality, given importance to that. एक्चुअली इस दृष्टि से देखा जाए सर्वत्र आत्म चैतन्य के अलावा और कुछ है ही नहीं. बट अगेन एंड अगेन रिमेंबर दिस आत्म चैतन्य व्हेन एज इट इज नॉट एक्सपीरियंस्ड. That's called as avidya. From there only, the chitta and the vrittis and the indriyas and the vishayavastus, they are all projected and given as it so much reality. You can see in those ornaments, let's say necklace and all, कि the hook होता है पीछे, फिर some of the threadless होता है, फिर भी different designs होते हैं, then the pendant होता है. So you put it in the neck and close that hook there and adjust it here. And then you see that the hook is different, this plain thread is different, and the variety of design is different and pendant. अब इतने differences है किधर वहाँ? है तो only one gold. That's called Sutre Manigana Iva. It's a delusion to accept the ornament in its total as well as the parts of the ornament to be real at the cost of the real gold, reality gold. It's a delusion. Now you understand the meaning of delusion here. Accepting at the cost of the reality called as the gold, the reality of the ornamentation is delusion. In the same way, at the cost of Satyam Jnanavandam Brahma, accepting the reality to the Antakarana, Chitta, and Chittavrutti and the world is delusion. Because at every nook and corner of the ornament, what is there is gold only. See? This is what we have to deeply. This will wither away the delusion. Delusion is this only. Taking the gold as ornaments. There is nothing called ornament. There is gold only. But our attention is only on the Rupa and Nama of the ornament. Therefore, we are overpowered by that. Thus, the gold is forgotten. So, too, our attention is on the world of names and forms and on the Indriyas and on the Vrittis and the Chitta. Therefore, that alone appearing to be real, which is actually a delusion. But in reality, the conscious self alone is eternal reality. And it is Satyam, it is Jnanam, it is Anantam. So, Tasmat Atma Vijnana Bhasyaha cha Vijnana Shabda Vachya. Okay, remember, the Atma Chaitanya alone is illuminating these things, the vrittis, which are there in the chitta. And in those vritti, the variety of the Shabda Sparsha are there. Through whatever the Indriya, the vritti has gone or chitta has gone to make itself a shape. Then what? Vijnana Shabdavachya Dhatu Arthabhutaha Atmana Eva Dharmaha Vikriya Rupaha iti Aviveki Parikalpyante. So the Vyapara of the Jnata Jnanam Gneyam is happening in the Chitta through the Vrittis, through the Indriyas of the objects is superimposed on the self as if the self is becoming modified into Jnata Jnanam Gneyam. The dharmas of Jnata Jnanam Gneyam belong to the Chitta, not to the Chaitanya. It's like even in the example ornament also, our own Chitta is the one which is the cause for the variety of the parts or the shapes of the ornamentation. It is in our Chitta, but in reality it is gold only. Making a wood into a chair or table. Is it in the wood or is it in my own chitta? It is in my own chitta. I only conceptualized wood as a chair and I only with various prakriyas made the wood to be attentive, appear as chair. Wood never became chair to lose its woodness. Wood remained as wood even it is in table or chair or the door or the window or a teapot or any of the things which you make. ये हमको पकड़ना है. आत्म चैतन्य कभी बदलता नहीं. चित्त अंतकरण जो इंद्रियों के द्वारा वृत्ति का रूप लेता है वो बदलता रहता है. आत्मा ऑलवेज रिमेन्स एज ज्ञप्ति स्वरूप. And what is the value of the antakarana vritti? As long as you give importance to them, they exist. And when they exist, they make us dance. Interesting. The moment we devalue them, discard the self, they are neither there to disturb us. तो है ही नहीं तो डिस्टर्ब कैसे करेंगे? आत्मानुभूति में आत्मा के बिना तो कुछ होता ही नहीं, तो कोई है ही नहीं तो कैसे हमको तंग करेगा? So the Abhiveki Loga impose the Jnana Kartrutva on the Gnapti Atmavastu, even though in the Gnapti Swarupa Atmavastu, the Jnana Kartrutva is not there. And what is the Jnana Kartrutva and all are? In the Chitta only. Antakarna, जो आत्मा का उपाधि है. At your level of ignorance. Doesn't mean that Atma requires for its existence the Antakarana upadhi. No, Atma is self-existent. It is Satya Swarupa. Already we discussed. It's the Gnapti Swarupa. It is Ananta Swarupa. सत्य ज्ञप्ति अनंत स्वरूप ज्ञान स्वरूप ब्रह्म में कोई भी किसी वस्तु की जरूरत नहीं है उनके अपने अस्तित्व के लिए. It's always there. In fact, the other way around, chitta cannot exist without borrowing its existence from pure conscious self. Again, I read it. Tatapi buddhehe upadilakshanayaha chakshuradi विषयाकार परिणामिन्याः ये शब्दादि आकार अवभासाः ते आत्मविज्ञानस्य विषयभूताः उत्पद्यमानाः एव आत्मविज्ञानेन व्याप्ताः उत्पद्यन्ते तस्मात् आत्मविज्ञानभास्याः च विज्ञानशब्दवाच्याः च ते धातु अर्थभूताः आत्मनैव धर्माः विक्रियारूपाः इति अविवेकिभिः परिकल्प्यन्ते. So, in a very little subtler level, vrittiness, which is the nature of the chitta, not the modification of the atma, is the cause of the jnana kartru swarupa of knowing the Vishaya Vastu. So, in the Antakarana only, the knower Atma is also there. Now is not the real Atma, the Jiva. The known also through the Indriyas in the form of Vritti. So, ट्रांजैक्शनल में उपचार के स्थिति में ही ये संभव है, शुद्ध आत्मा में नहीं है. नो अविवेकी लोग उपचार के लिए कहते हैं लाइक आई नो समथिंग. विच आई नो समथिंग? Clear about it? The next para talks it in exhaustive level. वो तो थोड़ा बहुत डीप लेवल है. चलो उसका इंट्रोडक्शन में थॉट आया, इसको शेयर करके we'll conclude. I know some things which we say. Which I knows? The ahankara vritti I knows. But there is not only this I in us. There is beyond the ahankara vritti I is there, which is Shuddha Chaitanya. Okay, that Shuddha Chaitanya is pervading everywhere, and that Shuddha Chaitanya Atma we attend to doing so many other things also without the I knowing. Like I know I am seeing the object with my eye. I know I am listening some sound. I know that I am holding an object. I know I am walking. But do I know consciously that the heart is pumping blood? Do I know the kidneys are functioning? Do I know the liver is functioning? Yes. Without the I, those things don't function. That I is called Supreme I. A part of that I is Aham Vritti, who knows only few things again through the Vritti Avanta Karana. Without the conscious I, all those faculties of the body don't function. But I am not aware of them. I don't know that the heart is pumping blood and all. But हो रहा है वो, कैसा हो रहा है? There is an aham there. नहीं तो नहीं होता. Without the aham, in that, the heart will not do its labu. The kidneys will not do their purification process. The lungs won't function. Again, the inhaling, exhaling. वो कौन कर रहा है बोल? मैं ही कर रहा हूं. कौन सा मैं? A my who is superset to this aham, which is doing some things through the vrittis. That is a real I am, not this aham wala vritti. This vrittyatmaka aham has become adi so strongly that vritti rahita aham we are not able to comprehend or accept. And our entire lives are vritti yukta only. Jagrat and Swapna are the bhava vritti, and Sushupti is the abhava vritti. I am the consciousness which is without vritti, which is not only in this particular body supporting the physiological functions throughout the universe, wherever the physiological bodies and functions are happening, the same Aham Chaitanyam is supporting all of them. Now, see, something different, something new, something subtler. And not only in human beings, animal, plants, everywhere. Without whose presence, those vrittis of the chitta won't function. So too, those the physiological organs, etc., also won't function. But we are not aware of that aham. That aham is awareness pure. Now the aham which we have are the vrityatmaka aham, which is a part of the chitta. चित्त के अंदर रहने वाला अहम को हम पकड़ के रखे हैं. Like a doctor अपने आप को डॉक्टर पकड़ के रखा. But in him there is a man who can be lawyer, engineer, everybody. Is it not? In everyone the same aham is there, and each one expressing that as their own professions. The aham is one only. But he is conditioned, I am lawyer, not doctor. I am doctor, not engineer. I am engineer, not the politician. In the same way, in every one of us, the functional ego is called as ahamruti. Beyond that is the pure Chaitanya Sattatmaka aham, which is all pervading, everywhere, not only here. That's why, unless we are ready to give up this small ego, that infinite self, infinite, which as Sachidananda, functioning everywhere or existing everywhere or supporting everywhere or cost to everything, cannot be comprehended. That's why nobody wants to sacrifice ego. Therefore, they will never be able to recognize the self. And those who are able to sacrifice, they become one with the pure. After becoming one with the pure self, all pervading, through one aham upadhi, again the functioning happens. Because for functional sake, there is a systematic, isolated individuality is required. Like the owner of a company, he is functioning through every worker. At the same time, he may take up one particular work which he likes or needs and he does it. Like the director of cinema is functioning through all characters, but he himself can take one role. Is it not? He is taking a role, yet he is through all. So, to the pure conscious self is permeating everywhere, yet expressing through one upadhi for some transaction purpose. One role, he couldn't get a character or he thinks he can do better. So therefore the director acted it. That is after Jivan Mukti, this explanation. Now, what is the point here? Through the Indriyas, the Shabda Sparsha enter into Antakarana and become a Vritti. That is illuminated with Chitti Shakti. In the Antakarana only, the known objects and the knower Aham is there. All are illuminated by Chitti Shakti. But those who are not able to discriminate between the Chitti Shakti is Gnapti Swarupata and the no known differentiation of the Chittas, the knower known differentiation, they superimpose as if it is on the Atma. Atma has never changed. It's only the Aviveka, because of which the Gnapti Swarupa Atma is taken to has become the Jnana Kartru, therefore Jnata and Neyam. And the beauty is what? Without the Gnapti Swarupa Atma, the Gnata Jnanam Gneyam, they cannot in fact exist again. इनके बिना वो तीन नहीं रह सकते. और वो तीन अपने डिफरेंशिएशन को आत्मा के ऊपर अविवेक के कारण सुपर इम्पोज कर रहे हैं. नाउ यू आर गिवन द विवेक, strengthen it, then you will understand that I am pure Gnapti Swarupa. In my presence only, the Antakarana is playing the role of Jnata, Jnanam, Gneyam. I have never become Jnata or Jnanam, Gneyam. Therefore, now what is sadhana? What is the Siddhi? Siddhi to reach the Satyam, Jnanam, Ananta Rupa, Brahma. For that, what is to be done? That Chitta, which has got modified into these three, we have to transcend. If you can transcend the Traya or the Triputi, that's called as meditation. We reach to the Triputi Rahita, Vritti Rahita, Antakarana Rahita, Jnana Kartrutva Rahita, Shuddha, Jnapti Swarupa, Satyam Jnana Anantarupa, Aham Brahmasmi Anubhuti. That alone is reality. That alone is everywhere there actually. In the ignorance of that only, all of these are projected. You gain that knowledge and establish in that knowledge, then all of them are either known as a self only or non-existent. They are not taken as something other than the self and we identify with them. See that विचित्र आत्मा का ही स्वरूप नहीं बदलते हुए आत्मा का ही अज्ञान के कारण उस अज्ञान से ही उत्पन्न अनेका अंतःकरण वृत्तियों से उत्पन्न जगत उसी आत्मा के ऊपर आरोपित किया जा रहा है. See, that's what na the rope which never disappeared, but the ignorance of the rope projected the snake, etc., superimposed on the rope only. So, what is the adhisthana for the snake? The rope only. Did the rope any time gone away? Never gone away. What exactly happened? The rope is not known as rope as it is. From that only, the aropana or the projection, vikshepa of the snake is seen. The vikshipta snake is aropita on the rope. So, to what is there always is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. But the avidya of it became cause for the projection of entire universe through the chitta. And all the universe along with the chitta is projected or superimposed on the Atma Vastu only. In the sense, Atma is taken as these three things. These things means the Atma's reality is given to them. Now they are appearing as real. They are taken as real. And the transaction is going on. Like you take the wrong direction as right direction and you go on going. आप जब आप जा रहे हो तो आपको ख्याल भी नहीं होता कि मैं गलत रास्ते पे जा रहा हूँ. जाते रहते हो टिल यू गेट सम डेड एंड एंड देन यू इंक्वायर, अरे यार गलत रास्ता. तो गलत रास्ते में जाने के लिए एक गलत रास्ता है याद रहने की जरूरत नहीं है, फिर भी जा सकते हैं. So too I am ignorant. You need not know this, but still continue as ignorant. That's what we are all doing. Little more deeper it is than what we assume. But that depth will come when you continuously contemplate. Now, yattu brahmana vijnanam tat savitru prakashavat agni ushnavatcha brahma swarupa vivatriktam swarupameva tatna karanantara savyapeksham satyatma nityatma swarupatvat sarvabhavanam cha tena vivakta desha kalatvat काल आकाशादि कारणत्वात् निरतये सूक्ष्मत्वाच्च न तस्य अन्यत् अविज्ञेयं सूक्ष्मं व्यवहितं विप्रकृष्टं भूतं भवत् भविष्यत् वा अस्ति तस्मात् सर्वज्ञं तद्ब्रह्म. We have to explain it for a day or two. Let us say Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Paravarshibhyo Parabrahmane Shrutimatre Namam Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. What homework we have to do is the Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma or the Jnapti Swarupa Atma. It has never became the Jnata Jnanam Gneyam. This we have to sort out. Jnata Jnanam Gneyam are in the Chitta, which has leaked through Indriyas and embraced the objects of the world. Now, are the objects of the world are real? If you question, none of them are real again. If you go into the cause of them, they lead to the Satchit Vastu only. This we have seen in our Durgdushiveka. The Telugu people have heard it exhaustively. From the objective standpoint, if you observe anything, like you have take a chair is so substantially seen by us. Either you go into the depth of the chair of the Anuparamanu or cause of the chair called as plastic. The plastic has come from the earth. Earth came from water, from the fire, from the air, from the space, from the chitta, from the chiti only again. The objective world also from the same Paramatma, the world of objects. That way, if you see, either go in that way inquiry and reach to the same Chiti Shakti only, or from the Antakarana standpoint, without the Indriyas, the Vritti objects cannot be there, without the Vritti, Indriyas cannot be, without the Chitta, the Vritti cannot be, without Chiti, the Chitti cannot be. So, the non attending of the Chiti is the cause of projection of all this. Not seeing the gold as gold is cause of projecting the ornaments. This is what you have to do it as homework. It will give some light, if not today, tomorrow. We have to struggle. Struggle is of trying, struggle is of praying to Kuru and Shastra and Daivam. Oh Lord, make my Antakarana introverted and Shuddha Sattva and Sukshma enough to be able to grasp these things without any doubt. When you know this, Kshidyante sarva samshayaha. Kshiyante chasya karmani. Tasmin drishte paravare. Para Atma you are seeing. Same Para Atma is in the form of all that without becoming any change in it, without going through any modification. Paramatma, like gold alone is gold and gold alone is as ornaments. Point is, ornament is only Vyavaharika, not reality. Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you. Yoga Darshanam we have today. Less time because we reveled in this Vedanta Vichara.